Red Fort blasts have evoked some common emotions in all of us: shock, grief, and disbelief. Disbelief, as most of us are unable to understand how could highly educated doctors who have taken an oath to save lives plot and kill people in cold blood. What made a doctor with a seemingly happy extended family be willing to kill himself and become a suicide bomber? In our special show today, we take a deep dive into the psyche of a suicide bomber. What can possibly convince a rational mind to overlook self-preservation and become an instrument of terror? The story of the unraveling of the plot begins in October. It was October 18th, a night etched into the silence of a peaceful village in Jammu and Kashmir. Just past 11 p.m., the calm is shattered. There is a knock on the door of a house. It is a team of police officers from Jammu and Kashmir. In modest house in the village of Shopian, people are sound asleep, unaware of the storm about to unfold. A woman opens the door, and moments later, the police asked if Irfan Ahmed was at home. Irfan Ahmed Wage, also known as Mufti Irfan Ahmed, was indeed sleeping at that time. The police woke him up and took him into custody, driving him away to the police station. At just 24 years old, Irfan Ahmed was the imam at a mosque in Nagaon near Srinagar, commonly called the Mufti of the area. Despite his role as a religious teacher, his education was limited. He had studied only up to the 3rd grade before pursuing religious studies and eventually traveling to Deoband to become a mufti. His background was modest, but what followed would reveal a disturbing truth. Within 24 hours, on October 19th, a poster appeared outside the mosque in Nagaon, where Mufti Irfan Ahmed offered prayers. In the darkness of that night, someone had pasted up a notice filled with inflammatory accusation against India and its forces, laying the groundwork for a larger investigation. As the police interrogated Mufti Irfan Ahmed, more names surfaced: Arif Nisar Dar, Yasir ul Ashraf, and Maqsood Ahmed Dar, neighbors from the village of Shopian. Slowly, the picture began to clarify: a module, a network with apparently sinister aims. But how did a man with only a 3rd grade education, who later became a religious scholar, get involved in such complex and dangerous schemes? That was just the beginning of the story. It was not just radicalization of 1 or 2 men that was achieved by this third-pass mufti. He managed to create a suicide bomber, Dr. Umar Nabi, a man so radicalized that he was instrumental in radicalizing more doctors. He was also grooming more suicide bombers for their ultimate mission of mayhem on December 6th, a revenge for the demolition of Babri Masjid.
The motivation does not require any degree of education, and even the less educated people or normally educated people can motivate others, maybe elder to them or maybe more educated to them. This motivation requires only a practice of speech and how they can convince the people. This is the quality which requires for motivational.
Further investigations reveal that Mufti Irfan Ahmed had connections beyond Kashmir. One notable link was Dr. Muzammil, a doctor he had met at a hospital in Srinagar during a visit. Over time, their relationship deepened, and Dr. Muzammil, along with other medical professionals, Dr. Adil, Dr. Shaheen, and Dr. Umar, became part of a broader network. It was Mufti Irfan Ahmed who, through his acquaintance and their acquaintance, started weaving a dangerous web. Meanwhile, in Faridabad, some 800 kilometers away, a key figure emerged: Maulana Ishtiaq, associated with Al-Falah University, where Dr. Muzammil and others worked. His house in Dhauj, Faridabad, would become a critical link. It was here that over 350 kilograms of ammonium nitrate was eventually recovered, an explosive ingredient carefully stockpiled over months. From July to November, this network meticulously bought small quantities of ammonium nitrate from shops across Faridabad and Gurugram and knew just a few kilograms at a time to avoid suspicion. They even rented a house from Maulana Ishtiaq, using it as a storage point for their sinister stockpile. Over 4 months, they accumulated nearly 3,000 kilograms of explosives and other chemicals. Yet, astonishingly, the authorities remained completely unaware of the scale and intentions behind these preparations. The plot extended deeper. The masterminds, Mufti Irfan Ahmed and Maulana Ishtiaq, were actively working to radicalize individuals, likely utilizing religious influence to further their aims. And behind the scenes, there were links to terrorist organizations, most notably Jaish-e-Mohammad, raising alarms about what their plans might have been. And then on November 9th, as Jammu and Kashmir Police raided the house of Maulana Ishtiaq, they seized over 2,900 kilograms of ammonium nitrate and other chemicals prepared and stored over months, ready to use, and the full scale of this module was laid bare. A bomb-making operation that could have unleashed destruction in the heart of India. In the aftermath, a link was established to a planned attack at the Red Fort in Delhi. Dr. Muzammil and Dr. Adil admitted to planning the bomb, but insisted that the target was not yet chosen and their operations were limited to the creation and procurement of materials. Their confession revealed yet another chilling layer, a conspiracy that spanned months with the intention of executing an attack at a politically and symbolically significant site using radicalized suicide bombers and even drones.